What's going on, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, your 24-hour day. I'm your host, Brendan Avin. My co-host is actually a little bit late today, Nigel Patterson. He's running a bit late right now. As you would notice that our show is pretty late at the moment. Normally, our show hours are normally from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. But I had to have a little change in plans because of the fact that, guys, I wanted to be that good older brother. I wanted to be that good big brother, so I went to my little brother's basketball game. And let me tell y'all, so before his game, because his game was originally supposed to start at 7:30, and you know how high school games normally will take about a good 40 to 30 or 40 to an hour to start or whatever and to take place. So I'm sitting here thinking, you know what? Hey, look, it won't take too long. I'll be able to finish, get back, do the show and everything like that. No worries. When I tell y'all, when I say audible on the play doesn't even suffice for how much a change of plans happened. So pretty much what happened was there was a game before their game. It was the girls basketball team, the girls JV team, I'm guessing. And pretty much the girls JV team, it was I truthfully think this game started at like 6 o'clock, and then my little brother's basketball team was supposed to play at 7:30, or they supposed to come out and start prepping to play at 7:30 or so. But because of the fact that the girls basketball, because literally they had a dead ball every 5 seconds, like they literally couldn't even dribble the ball up the court without turning the ball over. So I was just sitting there watching. I'm just like, what is going on here? Like it was so bad. When I tell y'all, I just didn't understand how they literally couldn't even exchange the ball without the ball being turned over. That's how bad it was. Like I was sitting there in amazement, just at my eyes. I feel like my eyes. It was almost as bad as watching Los Angeles Rams offensive football. That's almost how bad it was. I was sitting there, I'm like, how can they not literally? You just gotta dribble the ball up the court, cross half court. Just do that. But no. Every single 5 seconds, these girls are turning the ball over so then the game is just getting prolonged. Like I said, when I tell y'all, I walked into that gymnasium. There was 1:48 left on the clock. It took 10 minutes for 1:48 to transpire. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I just simple basketball. This little simple thing. I was so hard. Like my little brother's game didn't start till about 8 o'clock. So then I had a decision to make. I was like, you know what? Do I just leave? Do I go do the show? Do I take it upon myself to just fulfill my own self-interest? But then I was like, damn. This means a lot to younger siblings. It's always these little things that always end up meaning the most to them. So I was like, you know what? I might just have to bite the bullet here. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet, and I'm just gonna let the show run a little late. So, and obviously when I say a little late, I mean it started a whole hour later. So that just shows my dedication, guys. I think I should get a round of applause. I think I truthfully deserve it. A tear comes to my eye when I think about the decision I made, guys. I think I made the right decision. You know what I mean? I truthfully think I do. When I say I love the kids, I love the kids. The kids mean everything to me. So all right, enough of me rambling on. But for those who are wondering, oh, did they win? Yes, they won. My little brother's team did win. Don't remember the score. They won by like 20 points or so. But yes, they won. So yeah, at least it was worth it. It wasn't in vain. So yes, they won. They ended up winning out the game. But to go, let me just jump into the little read real quick. So obviously, you guys can always tune in to us from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. I know people are going to be like, hey, that's obviously the time isn't syncing right now. I just gave a whole explanation on that. But yes, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. every Monday and Wednesday and select Fridays. And also remember, you guys can always tune in and make sure you follow and subscribe to us on Rabble TV, Spreaker, iTunes, YouTube, and SoundCloud. So you'll always get updated when we're streaming live whenever a new KBR podcast goes up. And also follow us on our KBR Sports Twitter page at KBR_sports, where you'll be able to see all the links for our KBR Sports streams and always know whenever anything's going on with KBR Sports. But to jump right into it, so the topics we're going to talk about today is obviously last night's Sunday Night Football game was a big game for both the Giants and the Cowboys. Primarily the Giants, because it was a game that would help them in their wild card adventures, and it actually brings them another game within close to catching Dallas. So that was a big game for them. So it makes me beg to ask the question: are the Giants Super Bowl contenders? I think it's a very valid question to ask. And then we'll also touch on the Los Angeles Rams. I would have started off the show with it, but Nigel specifically asked me, because you don't understand. I was ready. I was so ready to tear into some. I was cool. You just don't know. But you know what? At the request of my co-host, I was like, you know what? I'll be patient, because obviously he's running a bit late. So y'all even see on the headline of the link, it says Jeff Fisher is out in Los Angeles. And yes, we will discuss other topics, but Jeff Fisher is out. So that shows how eager we were to talk about this topic. But because Nigel's yet to arrive here, we're gonna prolong that and just put that off for a little while. So, but yeah, we'll get into some of that. Then we'll touch on the Green Bay Packers, a team that was once thought to be for dead, now is all of a sudden back in the NFC playoff race. So now it's really crazy to wonder, how is the NFC playoff race going to play out? And then obviously you look at the fact that it's all being led by Aaron Rodgers. I feel like at this point Aaron Rodgers should always just let his team fall to some point of desperate peril, and then announce that, oh, relax, or we're gonna win out. Because ever since he's made that announcement that they're gonna win out, they haven't lost. So, and they literally just finished thrashing the Seattle Seahawks. So it doesn't. I mean, hey. It gives me cause to be like, hey, Aaron, you know what? You got the juice. You got the juice, man. I'm not going to doubt you. You do what you want to do. So, and we're also going to touch on the fact of that's the climate of the NFL, and how does the climate of NFL play a role in how popular the NFL is? Because you think about it, the NFL's parity is just no other league is like it, and a lot of times it's because of the fact that NFL is one and done. You win one game, you know, you're moving on. While other games, apart from March Madness in the NCAA football playoff, of course, whereas those other rounds are one game wins too. But NFL, literally every game in the NFL season matters. So we'll get. If Nigel gets here on time, we'll both touch on that. Until that moment, I'll touch on it. But to get things kicked off, y'all, last night, Dallas, New York, rivalry dating back years. Big game for, obviously, like I said earlier, big game for New York. It was a game that was going to help them secure their wild card spot, and also become another game within Dallas. For Dallas, I mean, it was just just another game, because I mean, when you're at the time when you're 11-1, you're just leading the division. You don't really have anything to worry about. But when I tell y'all, this wasn't exactly the prettiest game. It was ugly. I mean, Dallas scored the initial points of the game with the touchdown, and then obviously from that point on, Dallas had to go on to score again. Then the Giants ended up putting up 10 points for the rest of the game, and then literally, if it wasn't for the spectacularness of Odell Beckham Jr., I don't know if this game turns out the same way it does, because Odell Beckham Jr. literally turns a 10-yard game into 61 yards and a touchdown. So I'm just like, hey, wow, okay. That's cool too. So that kind of makes you realize why all this stuff that people say about Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, you say all that, but if that's the game, then you don't really care about all the extra baggage that comes with it. So that the result of that game, it makes me ask the question. I mean, are the Giants playoff contenders, or not even playoff contenders, Super Bowl contenders? Like, I mean, obviously, I believe the Giants can make the playoffs at 9-4. I believe they can make the playoffs. But would any of us have picked them to make the Super Bowl? Now, I know, okay, it sounds a little bit crazy to think that the Giants could possibly make the Super Bowl, but just think about it. How have the Giants won the 2 Super Bowl rings they've won in the last 10 years? Each time they made it to the Super Bowl. Of a sorry wild card entry where they ended up playing each game in the playoffs, and then they slipped in at 9-7. What did they do? Get all the way to the Super Bowl, beat the Patriots. So, looking at it from that glass, then you would think, hey, the Giants are Super Bowl contenders whenever they get in. At that point, the main challenge for the Giants is just getting in. Because outside of the year where every year they made the playoffs, they've won the Super Bowl. But whenever, recently. Not just to let y'all know, Nigel's arrived now.
I was going to wait until a break, but okay, that's cool too.
Hey, Nigel, how's it going?
How you doing, man?
But recently, whenever Eli Manning's gotten into the playoffs, he's been able to win the Super Bowl 2010, 2007. But then when they haven't gone to the playoffs, they haven't exactly been as much as they haven't exactly been as spectacular.
You said sentence one more time.
Whenever they haven't gotten into the playoffs, they haven't been spectacular.
Huh? Okay.
Why is that already a preconceived notion?
That's a bold statement to make. That's all I'm trying to say. Just so you know, if you don't make the playoffs, your team's not that good.
And you made the playoffs in 2008, and they were a good team.
That was an odd year. They went 11. They went 11 and 5 that year. I said saying. You're probably. I said probably. Did I say probably?
I don't know what you said.
I don't know.
I just know you said you're probably making a bold statement or something like that.
Yeah, probably making a bold statement.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah, we went 11.
I undermine what I was saying.
We went 11 and 5 and didn't make the playoffs. It's not gonna happen too often.
Hey, teams have gone 10 and 6. They ain't made the playoffs. But no, let me read the Giants' schedule to you real quick, just to see if we could kind of validate whether or not they should be considered Super Bowl contenders. Because first one of the season, Dallas. Yeah. Second one of the season, New Orleans. Then they lost to the Redskins, the Vikings, and the Packers. You
have my answer.
Sorry, what?
You have my answer.
No, I'm saying to validate. The Ravens, the Los Angeles Rams, they beat them.
How much did they beat the Ravens by?
They beat the Ravens 27-23. They beat the Eagles. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals. They beat the Bears. Beat the Browns. They lost to the Steelers, and they beat the Cowboys. So, I mean, if you look at it, their loss, it's not like they're losing to scrub teams. They lost to the Redskins, who are currently a playoff team. They lost to the Vikings.
Right outside.
Yeah, right outside. They're in the hunt. They're in the hunt.
Right in the fight of it, yeah.
Yeah, right now they're right behind Washington for a wild card spot. Yeah. It's because of Washington's tie that they actually aren't in that last spot. And then the Green Bay Packers, who are all of a sudden have been on a hot tear recently. Yeah. So obviously you say you believe they're Super Bowl contenders, but Nigel, you tell me why you believe so.
Because you already mentioned it. If they get to the playoffs, I mean, they just have some Eli Manning kind of luck where Eli plays great. The defense somehow can something to the quarterback no matter what. And the things that they've won in the Super Bowl in the past, which has been great defense, what's coming around recently? Their defense. So Eli, for whatever reason, plays much better in the playoffs. Their defense will keep them in games. So yeah, to me, they're absolutely a Super Bowl contender.
So they
beat Dallas twice.
They did beat Dallas twice. So do you think that it could be a different stroke of luck this year for them?
What do you mean? In terms of like,
because
the magic's not there?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Every time they've gotten in, when they've been the complete underdog. You know what I mean? Like they just, but they're not the underdog this time.
They would be if this year. Yeah, they would be.
You think so?
Yeah, because it'll still be Dallas. Dallas will still be the favorite.
I mean, they got what, the second best record in the NFC.
I still think. Well, see the Seahawks injury really kind of messed that up.
Earl Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, because if he was healthy, I would still say that people would pick the Seahawks over him, but they just got torched. Sunday.
38-10.
Yeah, 5 picks from Russell Wilson.
5.
Your boy Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 6, and you condemn him for that. You quarantined for him throwing 6 picks.
I did. I mean, 2 of Russell Wilson's picks.
Oh, no, let me make no excuse.
They bounced off the hands of receivers.
I don't want to hear it.
They did.
You don't make no excuse for Ryan Fitzpatrick. You're not making any excuses for Russell
Wilson. Because there was none to make. I mean, I would if I could, but there was none to make for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick was throwing to the Kansas City Chiefs players.
Anyway.
Just saying, bro.
What was the whole point of this?
You were saying, I was talking about how, because normally they're
the underdogs. Yeah. I still think Dallas will still be the favorite. I mean, I guess so. I guess they would be second, wouldn't they?
You know what I mean? Because, I mean, there's no other team that really jumps out at you in the NFC. The Lions are 9-4 right now. They lead their division. Then you have the Seahawks, who obviously you just touched on that. Their injury kind of spirals them down. The NFC South, Tampa Bay's been playing well as of late, but, I mean, is Tampa Bay really the team that you're going to put all your eggs in a basket and after Dallas?
Yeah, why not?
They are?
They got 5 wins in a row right now. Playing great defense. Why not?
But I mean, on the season they haven't played as well as New York Giants, and they haven't beat a team of the caliber of Dallas.
It's not about playing the whole season as well as the team. It's about being hot at the right time when they're going.
But also, I mean, the challenges that the Bucks have faced haven't been anywhere near. You
have the Bucks schedule up right now?
I'll pull it up for you.
I mean, I could just pull it up. I didn't know if you had it in front of you.
No, I didn't have it in front of me. But I mean, when I look at each team,
they just beat the Seahawks.
No, they did the Bucks.
Yeah.
But so did what's it called? Or sorry, the Packers beat them. And then obviously,
no. To be fair, they had a major injury in the
They
did.
They did.
And we still don't know how they're going to play without Earl Thomas going forward. So it's kind of a. Hold on, let me pull it.
Because look at all the wins that the Giants have right now.
It's outside of Dallas.
Outside of but I'm saying outside of the Saints, outside of the Rams, and outside of the Browns and the Bears, each of those teams was vying for a playoff spot.
Can you list them again? You have
the Dallas Cowboys.
Take out Dallas.
But that's 2 of their wins.
I'm just saying. No, but I'm saying. Go ahead. Go ahead. Put them down.
Dallas, the Saints, the Ravens, the Rams.
Oh, okay.
The Eagles, the Bengals, the Bears, the Browns, and then Dallas again. And each of the teams they've lost to are all playoff teams.
They beat the Chiefs, the Hawks.
Tampa Bay, you're referencing.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. And I don't have the full schedule for 1 second. I probably should have pulled up the head schedule.
They beat the Saints.
And Van for a second.
They beat the Saints.
They did beat the Saints.
Tampa Bay's beaten. Oh, they lost to the Rams.
They did lose to the Rams.
They lost to the Rams. They beat in Carolina.
They did beat. Oh, come
on. Cam Newton didn't play in that game.
Yeah.
So that's the weird thing for me for Tampa Bay, because I'm just like I don't know. Cause, I mean, their defense is playing well as of late, but
that's all that matters. I mean,
but so has the Giants.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like the Giants. Look at this. This what they held Dallas to 7.
They beat the Falcons. So they beat the Falcons, who are a good team. They beat the Saints, the Seahawks, who are a good team, and they beat the other team, the Chiefs, which are better. I mean, that's 3 quality wins right there.
The Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the NFL at the moment, so you have 2 wins over them. You're their only 2 losses.
They are.
So it's like that's impressive. That's impressive.
And
look at the last 2. Each of the last wins for the Dallas. For the New York Giants. 7 only gave up 7 to the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Gave up 13 to Cleveland. Gave up 16 to the Bears. Gave up 20 to the Bengals. Gave up 23 to the Eagles. You gave up 10 to the Rams. Gave up 23 to the Ravens. Then you held Dallas to 19 again. You held the Saints to 13.
So they held the Saints to 11. Chargers to 21. Seahawks to 5. Chiefs to 17. Bears to 10 in their last 5 games.
But I'm saying,
they
both have performed just as well, but the Giants have been doing it for the whole season.
No, they haven't.
They
What's
have.
the record?
9-4.
That's what take the higher team. They won 5 games in a row. I always say
the Giants have won 6 of their last 7 games.
Is that 5 in a row?
Okay.
All right then. All right. The simple process.
All right, man. Whatever. Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. Okay, y'all.
Who did they lose to?
Who, the Giants?
Yeah.
They lost to the Steelers. They lost to the Steelers last week.
That's right.
All right, y'all. We're gonna move on to that subject we all been waiting for. The man of the hour, the man of the day. Jeff
To be
Fisher.
fair, I want to talk about. We didn't even have this written. We did not have this as a topic.
We did it.
We flexed this in.
We did.
As soon as he texted me that Fisher got fired, he texted me and flexed this in immediately. You asked me to change the start time, and when I saw the title, I couldn't. It means that Jeff Fisher is fired and other stuff. But yeah, we'll talk about that next when we come back in the day.
All right, y'all. Stay tuned. It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show your 24-hour day.